Has it, what's it say in the book? Now listen carefully to see how it's different than what I've got written up there.
How many moles of O2 molecules and O atoms are contained in 40 grams of oxygen gas?
Okay, now that had one step more than I had here. Okay, and that's all slammed together. So what I have done is I pulled out the easier, more straightforward parts first. I've taken a stepwise. I've got 40 grams of oxygen. Okay, notice it's O2. I wouldn't be including this in compounds. If we were talking O atoms, that would have been back in the previous section. But remember, oxygen is a diatomic molecule. So we've got the molecules. So up here, I just want us to go from grams to moles, and then we'll go to molecules of the oxygen. Then we'll pick up that trickier part about the oxygen atoms. Okay, so let's just go for this first. But before we do that, diatomic stuff. What's something else diatomic besides oxygen? Allison, could you name something else diatomic? Hydrogen. Okay, is that what you said?
I said nitrogen.
Nitrogen, okay. Well, both are correct, what I heard and what you actually said. Nitrogen's diatomic, hydrogen's diatomic, oxygen's diatomic. And then give me a bundle. What's the rest of them?
Iodine, bromine.
Okay, or just you can just say the 7A family. Remember that? I bring clay for our new house. Know those. All right, back over to here. Let's see what we're up against. Without setting up a table, though, somebody tell me, if I have O2, formula weight, surely we can handle that without the table, without making a mistake. What's our formula weight here? Tanya, what's it going to be?
32.
Okay. And let's just say 0.0. And the units on that?
Grams per mole.
Grams per mole. Good, Tanya. 32 grams per mole. So when we start these problems, we always need the formula weight. 2 oxygens. Nikki, question on it?
I still don't know how you have 32.
Okay, 1 oxygen, 16. I got 2 of them,
Okay.
32. Yeah. Anytime you don't see something, raise your hand. Let's clarify it here. Instead of when you're home alone and you're emailing me at midnight, you're not going to hear back immediately. Okay, so let's see where we are. We have 40.0 grams. And I would like moles of it. So if we look right here, we're just using the automatic pilot. We got grams and we want moles. So it tells us to divide by the formula weight. But let's reason that through. Every time we have 32, I got a mole. We got 40 today. So I've got a little bit over a mole. So I need to divide it into packets of 32. So 32.0. And if you can cope with the complex fraction, let's just do it in one set of parentheses. So gram and gram cancel. Moles come around on the top. So just for grins, let's go ahead and get an answer right here. Alex, what did you get for moles?
1.25.
1.25 moles. Good. And she hung on to sig figs, because this one had 3, and we made that one have 3, therefore our answer has 3, and that's moles of O2. That gave us our first answer. Everybody with us? Okay. Now, we want to go on to molecules. Okay, what do we know if we're reasoning this out? Every time I have 1 mole, I have Avogadro's number of molecules. Okay, but I don't have just 1. I've got 1.25, or a little bit more, 1.25 times that, which tells us to multiply. But our automatic pilot tells us go multiply. So we have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Now watch the units here. Remember the generic, it's particles per mole, but now we're talking molecules, so it's going to be molecules per mole. Now, remember how moles came around on the top, moles are here on the bottom, And this is going to give us molecules. And anytime you're asked for atoms or molecules, you expect a huge number. And so let's multiply. You can either use this answer, or if you just set it up. Let's say the original problem was they didn't even bother with that minimal part. What if they just said, we got 40 grams, how many molecules is that? You can't get there straight. You got to go grams to moles to molecules. And so what do we end up with? Tran, can you tell me what we get? We multiply, have you done that yet? Okay, we'll have this 1.25 times this, and do you have an answer yet?
Yeah,
7 point,
525.
let's just keep with 3 6, 525, so probably want to say 523 times 10, give me a power. 23rd. And the units are molecules. Big, big number, as we expected. Now, I think, is this reasonable? See, I know this is a little over 1, even if we hadn't stopped and gotten an answer. A little over 1 times that, so it went up a little bit, so that sounds very realistic.